Hello everyone, it's your favorite night owl here, out on this unfortunately hot and humid day. Back in from the yard work for a tabletop review. Before we get started, this video is completely unsponsored. We are not sponsored by any brand names that may or may not be mentioned or viewed within this video. Absolutely fantastic. Let's get on with it, shall we? Quick tabletop review of this little old Smith & Wesson Shield EZ in 380. This is currently one of my favorite handguns currently at my availability. And we'll be going over some of that plus the features. Let's start with the features real quick. After I show that it is empty, no magazine, chamber's empty, absolutely fantastic. Keep my fingers away from that little old trigger. Features come with a optional thumb safety, but standard, let's see if you can see it, that little old palm safety. We also have here the slide lock and release, and of course the takedown lever. It's a very simple design. Sights are windage adjustable from the back, however not elevation at the front. Fantastic. The triggers are all pretty good considering the price range. It, as previously stated, is in 380. Now 380 has come a long way. It's come a real long way with the advancements in firearms technology, where it essentially is a lot better than it was, and when you get the added performance of being out of these larger frames compared to a true pocket pistol, then you get a lot of benefits from the 380. It's very light recoiling out of these larger 380 frames, like this EZ model here. The EZ comes in Smith & Wesson M&P Shield EZ 380. There's a 9mm version of this line, and they just released an update to the line, an evolved version, if you will, of Smith & Wesson Equalizer, which is only in 9 currently. Don't currently have that model, and may at some point. It comes with an 8-round magazine, of which one of the features right there is that little plastic bit, which makes it a little bit easier for people to pull down on the help load. I apologize for the brakes. Alrighty then. Now there is also something I should have brought up, these fish scales here, which help with grip, and it has measures taken into account to make it easier to rack. A lighter recoil spring, the serrations to help grab, and of course this has that little plastic bit to help leverage when loading. Here's what one looks loaded. It is only an 8-round magazine, which many people would count as a knock against it. However, it hasn't in my personal experience. This is one of my favorite handguns for just general carry, with which I do in this reversible conceal or exterior carry. Little simple leather, not that expensive. Holster, here's what 380 looks like by itself. I'm currently using hollow points from Defender's Ammunition Company, and so far it's run just fine. I'm already I want to say basically 5.5 boxes, so you know, things going smoothly. And I've already put fairly inexpensive full metal jacket through it. Everything seems to be running fine. Now, there are other options in these larger 380 frames. You have the famous Cheetah line, which you can generally get fairly affordably still, even the higher capacity version of it, although it's usually lightly used from some European police department that's upgrading, and yeah, generally they are very lightly used, so great deal, fantastic firearm. It is one of my favorite line. My personal favorite is the Beretta 84 BB, and well, there's also the new release of Beretta 80X, which is a revival of their Cheetah line. Very much looking forward to that when I can finally afford it. Unfortunately, I am quite poor. And So I cannot currently, although potentially with help of subscribers, be able to afford to review that. And there's a very slim profit margin being a rabbit farmer. And also wildlife photography, so that's up and down in pay. So it's like sometimes a good, sometimes a bad in pay. So it depends. All the 84 series, the Cheetah series came in both single stack with less capacity, and I believe the 84 BB had a higher capacity double stack, and the new 80X is also a higher capacity double stack. There's also the Ruger Security 380, also fantastic choice. Although, to me, it hasn't been a detriment to have only 8-round magazines in this particular firearm. Now, when I'm going out, when animals are an issue, I carry a 10 with me, and this is relegated to a pack gun for when I'm in camp. Generally speaking, when you're out in the wilderness, sometimes things go wrong, and the threat isn't an animal, but you accidentally bumped yourself into a poacher's hunting grounds. Or there's also the famous someone either lost or didn't pack enough, and they decided that since you're in the middle of nowhere, that your stuff should be their stuff. So, not good. Hey there. Nice snowball. Old kitty. He's a Smith & Wesson kitty. Yeah, he is. So, overall, if I had to give this like a star rating or anything, yeah, step around it gently, thank you. Oh, you're such a sweetheart. Let me go ahead and just go ahead and move that. Thumb safety's obvious, flip. Up for safe, down for fire. Palm safety, that has to be fully engaged before you can pull the trigger. So, should have mentioned that earlier when I went over the safeties and the features. I appreciate for everyone's time. It's already 7 minutes, and I meant to try to shorten things down. Hi. And, well, I'd like to thank everyone for their time. Feel free to leave a comment below, positive or negative. I appreciate the feedback. Like if you liked. So share, even if it's just so your friends can dogpile me. I am a cat person, so I am used to it. And, well, guess I'll be seeing everyone around. Toodles.